Well, we are back. Wow, I tell you what, this market has really proven its strength over the past couple of days. We are right there in the midway point of July, right? The festivities are right around the corner. Everybody's getting ready for the 4th of July, fireworks, parties, cooking out, family, this, that, and the third. When we are going to be prepared. Okay, this is episode 6 of the halftime show, your midway review recap for the SPY and the broader market. And of course, I'm your boy Coach UV. I'm represented by the Unique Trading Group, where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. And today I got a juicy video for you for this halftime episode 6 edition. All right, we're going to do some recapping like we like to do. I warned you guys about a rally that was going to come here. All right. And if you want to check out that video, just tap on that link right there above to the right. And it'll show you exactly how I prepared my Discord and my community ahead of time for what we see today as one of the biggest rallies this year. All right. So thanks for rocking with me. I appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. All right. And hit that bell notification right by the subscribe button. That way you're notified when I drop valuable videos. So I know what you came here for, and I don't want to hold you. So we're going to go ahead and get over to the charts. But before we do, going to be a quick commercial break. All right. And we'll be right back. All right, now before we hop over to the recap video from the mid-year rally video that I dropped, all right, days before, I want to get into some commentary, all right? If you're struggling, if you're FOMOing out, all right, missing the best trades, this market has some of the best setups I've seen in a while. And if you're missing out and you can't find consistency or your current strategy is burnt out, then I am for you. Join a thriving community right down below in the description. Click that link and come let me show you how to turn discipline into income. All right. Now let's hop over to the charts. What do we have? The SPY. It is live. It is 3:55 p.m. on the 2nd of July. All right, the market is about to close. This is your episode 6 of the halftime show. You're rocking with Coach UV, and we have breakout. The SPY is breaking out to 620. All right, now with that said, let's hop over to the recap video. All right, and get into some commentary to see the accuracy of joining this community. 611, 608. All right, watch for a demand to trap in rookies trying to buy puts here. Right when we fall and create that higher low from this previous one, this is where the trap lies, where rookies try to buy puts and they automatically assume we're going to fall. The market sees that and it pushes it towards the other side. This is what I teach in my trade room. We spot these inefficiencies in the market. We spot these human behavior problems, that these errors being created, right? We make money from that, all right? So that's my take on SPY. If we can sustain higher lows, all right, and find some footing, 615 and 620 will be your next target. 625, these are the target. Will be your next target. 625, these are the targets. All right, like I said, this is your mid-year rally. All right, this thing could really explode. All right, we're just waiting. All right, here we go. All right, you see the recap? Short, sweet, simple. All right, and where are we now today on the SPY? All right, you heard it yourself. 620. All right, that was 2 or 3 days ago. All right, bull flag, measure, move. I'm looking for this thing to go a little bit higher. We might rally into the aftermarket. All right, the 4th of July weekend has really been fireworks. All right, it has really been fireworks. And just to be a little bit more relatable with you guys, I was just like you, just like you when I first started. If this is your first time listening, this is a recap from the Unique Trading Group's episode 6 of the halftime show, and we recap from the previous predictions that we do on our series here on the YouTube channel and inside the Discord. And so I just want you to know that this is very possible. I'm from a small town in North Carolina, all right, and I started about 8, 9, 10 years ago, and I lost a bunch of money in the beginning, but I found footing when I found a mentor that resonated with me, someone that spoke to me, right? And I chose to latch on to that. I chose to paper trade. All right. Paper trading is a simulated account of the real stock market. All right. And I started to paper trade ideas that I learned, all right, to gain an edge in the market. What was more likely to happen? That's what trading really is about. A probability of series of things happening over time. So think about it this way. You take a quarter and you flip a quarter 50 times. On a quarter, what do you have on a quarter? On one side you have heads and one side you have tails. Well, if one person decided to flip that quarter 50 times, do you know how many times it's going to fall on heads or tails? You don't know that, but you do know that there's a high probability that it will land on heads or tails. Your job is to just get in position and to protect your risk, okay? And after that comes pattern recognition and understanding human behavior, which is why I was able to predict these market movements before it happened, all right? So before we end this video, all right, I just want to quickly let you know we're going to go to the monthly time frame, all right? This is what you guys can look forward to for the next coming weeks, okay? I want you to look forward to something for the next coming weeks, okay? So right here on the monthly time frame, we do have higher highs, all right? We've broken and stayed above the previous monthly close of 617.85. All right, and so we are above it. It's bullish, period. All right, yesterday's close was 617.65. We are above it. All right, 617.24 was the opening price of today, and we are above it. All right, my edge in the stock market. All right, and so we are in calls. I informed the group about calls, everything, Riley. All right, because this is just what I do. All right, so I am going to be swinging calls. All right, I just want to go back to read some of the Discord commentary. All right, this is the halftime show. Hope you've been enjoying thus far. If you have, man, give me a like. All right, because here we turn discipline into income. All right, so what do we have here? All right, the matrix mode activated. All right, Coach UV here. All right, I dropped some SPY calls. All right, dropping some of those Tesla calls, Run, Hood, AMD, BBI. All right, all leaps. All right, this isn't random noise. It's strategy, it's execution, and it's repeatable. All right, anyone tapped into this chat can win. All right, the wealth transfer is happening in real time, and it's a shame how many people keep missing out. All right, while the average person scrolls, I'm building portfolios. While others wait for the right time, I'm already prepared the blueprint for generational plays. All right. Celebration. All right. Celebration. Here we go.
How about this? Green or red? Pick a color. Green! Yeah, there we go! All right, he goes green. He's green. Where are you going? All right, there it is.
I hop out of my shorts right.
All right, so guys, buy everything right now. No financial advice, Peter. Don't worry, you're only responsible for everything now. So there we go. But thank you so much. That was really fun. Ramin, we should get that maybe on camera as well. But there we go. Peter goes green there on Meta.
Oh, so yeah, we have fun. This is an edition of the Live Trading TV Network.
What?
On
Instant
YouTube.
Spike up.
Oh boy.
So Meta just went up 75 cents there, Peter. So I don't know, man. There goes Meta. A nice one right there. So there's the super chat coming in. So thank you.
So right there. It really is a beautiful thing when you are properly prepared in the market. You know, you're welcome, Danny. All right, one of the Discord students in there. All right, she asked for some advice. She got some pristine advice. We also went live today. All right, where people got to see some live action today, and it was a very beautiful thing. I really encourage you guys to let go of your fear and focus on the process. All right, and not the profits. Now back over to the SPY. Could we see some pullback? Of course we could see some pullback. All right. Except the market. The market is closed now at the recording of this video. All right. And I expect for us to continue higher no matter the pullback. If we have pullbacks and we still have higher time frame confluence, meaning we're still higher highs, right? Still showing bullish structure, then I want to buy the dip. And right now what we have on the SPY, we have some continuation to the upside. We have currently gotten above this monthly candle here. All right, so I expect us to go up towards the 230 area, 625, 230, and maybe even 235, 240 a little bit after the 4th of July. All right. And so this is what I am expecting. All right. Fireworks. All right. Fireworks. It's a very, very beautiful thing. All right. Ironically, around this time of the month. All right. Now, before I get off of this chart, because, you know, this is very short and sweet and simple. And I want to remind the viewers watching that, I did a video. All right. I did a video on YouTube for the Discord group a couple of days ago. I entitled it the mid-year rally. All right. The mid-year rally, this video here in front of you. All right. How smart money is positioning right now. I tell you what, if you're not a part of my channel, subscribe. Okay. And hit that bell notification. Why? Because I bring you value and it's for free. Okay. FREE, free value for those who are listening that want to up their game. And I also have a playlist for beginners. So you can just click the playlist here, click your playlist and find your beginner section and some live commentary. All right. I have 3 series as of now. I'm going to be adding some additions. I have the Monday Madness episodes that I do on Monday to recap the weekend, the minutia over the weekend and the rest of the week, right? And from last week. And we have the halftime show, which you have today, episode 6 of the halftime show, where I do the midweek recap. All right. And my whole point of bringing you to this channel, all right, it's for you to understand that a lot of times when I make these videos, some of the things still apply. It's like deja vu. There's no need to keep giving you so many videos and cramming you in. The same video is still playing out 2 and 3 days later. All right. And so I make these videos whenever the actual action starts to happen. And now you get this recap video that makes sense to you. So if you want to join something like that, to be properly prepared here with the Unique Trading Group, right, where we teach you how to fish. This is where strategy meets mindset and discipline turns into income. We are at 452 subscribers. All right. A couple of videos. All right. And we are growing. Grow with us. Check out that link below in the description. All right. Join a thriving community because here, all right, we truly, truly love trading. And this is what we are here for. So if you're still skeptical, don't be. All right. Have proof of the pudding. All right. This is the Unique Trading Group. All right. So before I head off, we're going to try to go over to the Tesla, and this will be the last stock that I go to because, we had a really, really great session today in the market. All right. Tesla showed its colors. A lot of things did its thing. All right. And we have 316 post-market Tesla right now. OK. All right. I do see a cup and handle pattern forming on this chart. All right. And I won't go into big of a detail with cup and handle. This is what I noticed quickly watching that. I did mention this in another video before, maybe last week or so, all right, that I wanted to see price action do this and break out of here, okay? And possibly we have that here, right? Possibly we have that here. And I want to be able to pinpoint the perfect moment, the perfect pullback, all right, so that I can catch a good trade on Tesla. I did trade Tesla today. I was in profit, all right, and I will be posting those in the chat for the group and recapping that as well for another video or maybe on OPEX Friday for you guys to see proof of my live trading, and also post some videos of some live trading with some students that have joined my tier 2 subscription. All right. And so Tesla, the ironic thing about Tesla is I gave out a call out inside of the Discord, 318.54. All right. 318.54. All right. Inside of my swing trade alerts. All right. And I want to go and I want to check out that. Okay. 318.54. I gave out a call out. Now, I mentioned deja vu earlier with some of the things playing out still. And the same thing is happening again. All right. And so I want to look for the same numbers for Tesla. There we go. 318.54. 318.54. If we can reclaim 318.54 again on Tesla, this will be the number where I'm going to be deciding whether I want to get into calls and or take my profit. Being that we are already close today, tomorrow is the last day of the week. All right. Because we have a short week this week, I'm going to be swinging my calls. All right. I do have August and September calls for TSLL and Tesla. So I'm going to be holding over the weekend. All right. Depending on what tomorrow does, I might decide to shave off. But this was a number I gave out. All right. I assisted the group, the Discord, that if we got above 318.54, that this was a call trigger, meaning a trade towards the upside. And we are making our way back to there after we just bounced and made a double bottom on Tesla from the 270 and the 290 low. So that same number here could play out again. All right. And I want to target 320, 325, and 330. All right. These are my next targets for Tesla. And just looking on the chart, we do have some bullish momentum towards the upside. All right. So anything is possible. OK, so I guess tomorrow we will see. I enjoyed this video thus far, and I hope that you guys have too, because I'm passionate about teaching. Again, I'm Coach UV. This is the Unique Trading Group. And always remember to define your entry, your exit, and your risk before every trade, all right? Because trading is about the process and not the profits. And once you understand that and you get that, that's when your trading game can transform. All right. This has been a recap and an episode 6 of the halftime show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Until the next time, peace.